Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Bones Collector. It's a Bones Collector Red Alert. And I say that because I haven't done a video in a while, and I have some games that we've been playing I want to talk about that I think are very important. This year, 2025, I had made up my mind I wasn't going to do a top 10 of 2025, but I played some pretty nice games, so I'm kind of waffling on that statement a little bit that I made earlier. But I want to talk about some games I played that I can highly recommend to you, and that's the reason for this video. So let's get started. And the first one I'm going to talk about today is Spectacular. Now, Spectacular is a game designed by Eilif Svensson and Asmund Svensson, and I think it's a 2024 title, according to BGG. We couldn't get it to play it last year, but it would have definitely been in my top 10 of 2024 somehow. I would have talked about it somehow, because it is spectacular, truly spectacular. These designers are very good. I believe it's father and son, and this designer, Eilif Svensson, or Asmund, I don't know which one it is, let me see here. Eilif Svensson is a co-designer on Santa Maria and the Magnificent, which I have right here. And I'll talk about the Magnificent here in a second. But the reason why I wanted to talk about Spectacular today is you can buy this game with confidence. It's terrific. It is a dice drafting, tile drafting tableau builder. So you are going to draft dice and tiles, and you have to take one from a common or a public board, one item, either a die or a tile, and then you have to take a die or a tile from your personal supply. And that's your turn, every turn. You're going to take those two items, and you can take two dice, you can take two tiles, you can take one die, one tile, but you have to take one from the common, one from your personal, and you're going to place those on your tableau, and you're building a zoo, I think, something like that. And of course, all those things are going to apply with tile adjacency and stuff like that, but you have to have certain die values on those tiles to activate them in specific situations. So it's very thinky, but you can play it in half an hour, and that's a beautiful thing to me and Lori, or Lori and I, if you want to hold me to correct grammar. And you're passing your common board after you take your turn to the next player, so that you're getting back another common board that is completely different than the one you were just using. And that makes a huge challenge. And in addition to that, there are some other items and mechanics going on the tableau that make this game even deeper. And you can build, what were they, watchtowers that you can build if you get three certain tiles together. And if you put a watchtower, and it has a design on the tile itself, and you have to put three of the same color together, and you can place a watchtower, and then you can place 6 value dice around that watchtower and score those. You are not allowed to put a 6 value die on any tiles on your board unless you have one of those watchtowers up, or on your personal starting animal that you're going to be able to put a 6 on also. So things like that go on in this game that make it very difficult. Plus you have some missions. If you play this game, they suggest the mission tiles as a variant, but don't, just use them. It just makes the game so rich. So when you're playing this game, use those mission tiles. So you're thinking about all of that while you're playing this game. It's a puzzle game. It plays in 30 minutes. It is truly spectacular. This designer has a great reputation, and I tell you guys all the time in my videos, 90% of the time it's about the designer and their ability to create a tapestry of mechanics that are going to be fun for your mind to unravel. And that's what they've done here in Spectacular. And if you have not played Magnificent, he's the co-designer on this with Atzby, with Christia Atzby. And I love Santa Maria, but it was such a bland looking game. I mean, that game was fantastic. It was a dice drafting, tile laying game. It was fantastic. And then they reprinted it as Fjords or something like that. Fjord, or, I think so. And I thought, okay, you're going to reprint a terrific game that people had a problem with anyways, because the slavery thing, and they had personal problems with Santa Maria, and then they created another game. We reskinned it with a boring theme like Santa Maria. I just couldn't believe that they would go to the trouble of reskinning that game and then give it with the same type of boring Euro theming that was in Santa Maria. But this game we're talking about, Magnificent, is truly magnificent. This game is spectacular. This game is magnificent. And I got this in the shrink wrap for 25 bucks. It is a very smart game. I think it's a little bit less complex than Santa Maria, but it's beautiful on the table. Beautiful colored dice that you're going to be drafting. There's enough things going on. You have a puzzle of polyomino shapes you're putting together in this game. So much to enjoy about the Magnificent. It's in my top 30 of all time. I love playing it. It's that right complexity for Lori and I, where we can get it out, set it up, and play it in probably about 60 minutes and just have a great time. So I wanted to talk about this game since I was talking about this designer, because he was also involved in this. But if you guys haven't played Spectacular and you like games that play in 30 minutes but really twist your head a little bit, Spectacular is right up your alley. All right, and Magnificent. I've seen this game going for like $15. You don't know what you're missing. It's outstanding. All right, next game I'm going to talk about on the Red Alert video is River of Gold. Now, I talked about River of Gold, the video about games that I just acquired. Laura and I had just played it once, I think, at that point, River of Gold, and I wasn't too sure about it. Because here's the thing that threw me off a little bit. First of all, it has a Dice Tower Seal of Excellence on it. That always makes me nervous. And then the other thing was the game was kind of simple in its mechanics. So I'm thinking, well, how deep are the strategies going to be? How many strategies are going to be available in this game to keep me interested? Well, we've played it 5 times now, and I can tell you I'm going to keep it. I really like this game. It's the type of game and the level of complexity where you can get this game out and just do a brief summary review, and you're off and running. And usually games like that don't have a lot of strategies that you can use and employ to win the game. So you usually have to take the same strategies, you know what I'm saying? But in this game, I realized you can do so many different things to affect your end game. And that's what I was looking for. And I'm really enjoying my time with River of Gold, and I am going to keep it. It's a fantastic game. 2 to 4 players. I didn't mention Spectacular is 1 to 6. I didn't mention that. And Magnificent plays 1 to 4. But this game here, 2 to 4 players, and you can play this game in an hour. And I like that time frame, probably 45 minutes. But I like that time frame. I like the complexity level here. It's not as much as the Magnificent, but there's enough here complexity to make this game really fun because you can employ different strategies to win. And that's what I was looking for. That keeps the game fresh every time you're going to play it. Try something new. You can build those buildings in one area so that every time someone moves there, you get a bunch of rewards. Or you can build buildings in a bunch of different spaces so that when they land there, you get something for free. You know, so you can do different things and affect your game in different ways in River of Gold. And that's what I was looking for. It's a fun game. I can highly recommend it. All right, the next game I'm going to talk about is going to be River Valley Glassworks by Allplay. That's the publisher for 1 to 5 players. The designer is Adam Hill, Ben Pinchback, Matt Riddle. Now, Ben Pinchback and Matt Riddle I'm familiar with because we have a game still in our library called Wasteland Express Delivery Service. Yeah, so we know about those designers. And it's a kind of an adventure style pick up and deliver game that we've kept and we enjoy playing. It's just a fun game, so we keep it. But this game is super simple as far as the rules go. I will say I didn't expect much from this game. Lori wanted this game, and so we picked it up for her birthday present. And I wasn't really expecting a lot because it was so simple. And again, that can be deceiving, and it was in this case. In this game, you're selecting glass pieces from the river valley. This is a deluxe copy, by the way, which I would, I would get if you can get your hands on it because it has plexiglass pieces for the river that you slide, and it's very nice. But in this game, you're selecting those different shapes of glass, different shapes and different colors of glass pieces out of the river. And when you take them from the river, you're going to have to pay a piece of glass is in your play area to a specific tile that has that shape. So when you're selecting from the river, you're all concerned about shapes. So you are looking at what shape you have available to you because you're going to have a a personal supply of glass pieces, and the shapes that are on that supply are all that's available to you to select pieces from the river. And when you take those from the river, then the priority is what color are they? Because this is all about the scoring mechanism, this game. I mean, you are selecting glass pieces, and that has a lot to do with it, but it's where you put them in the scoring mechanism that makes or breaks your game. And it has a chart on your player board of what's common and what's rare. So you want to think about that when you're selecting tiles from the river. The scoring mechanism works really strange because you are going to place these in rows and columns, and it depends on how you put them in those rows and columns, how many of them you complete and how you complete them. It is going to determine how you score. And that can be frustrating and maddening in this little 15 to 20 minute game, because you're going to score your tallest row and then your next tallest row. If you tie for your next tallest row or even your tallest row, it's the lesser value, and that will it'll just make you mad, because you're taking pieces in that river and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want that piece, even though I want that other one that's coming with it so bad. Because if I put that in there, then my second tallest tower is going to go to the first row, which is only worth 4 points. I mean, those kinds of thinky things go on in 15 minutes. And that's why I love River Valley Glassworks. It's a fabulous publishing job in this game. It's just beautiful to look at. Do you think, Laura? I mean, it's gorgeous, and we enjoy it for that reason, and we enjoy it because you can get this game out, set it up, and play it 2 or 3 times in 40 minutes. I mean, you're ripping through it. You're just taking pieces and placing them and scoring, and it's just a whole lot of fun to have a game like this. Again, I didn't expect too much from it. That's why I wanted to put out a red alert that you can get River Valley Glassworks. And they're like Spectacular. There are going to be those people that, and you're going to see them on BGG complaining, well, it's random. There's, I didn't get the pieces I wanted in the river. I didn't get the tiles I wanted in Spectacular. Those people who expect to have their perfect game in games like this, and it's not. It is random, and you just do the best you can. You challenge yourself to do better than the other person, because guess what? They're getting stuff by randomness too. It's you're all the same boat. So you just do the best you can with what the game is giving you. I love it. I love Spectacular. I love River Valley Glassworks, and it's a red alert. You can buy both those games with confidence. You'll have a great time. The next game I'm going to talk about that we've been playing the heck out of is Dungeon Legends. And I can't even say this guy's name, the designer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to destroy it, but I'm going to try it. Przemek Wojciechowski. There we go. That's my best effort. Dungeon Legends. Now, this guy is the designer of a game that we love called Chronicles of Avel. We love that game. Also, this game is 1 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes. That's true to form. It'll probably take you 90 minutes. So it feels a little long sometimes when you're playing this game. It's a tower defense game that works kind of like Legendary's card system, where you're going to have a monster row of cards and they're just going to move towards the castle. If you allow one in, you lose. It's cooperative. So you're trying to battle those things all the time. And then you have a bottom row of cards that are your action spaces, and you're going to lay 6 of those out in the game and use your heroes to move around to the different spaces on a path, and whatever cards are near that hero, you're allowed to take that action space, use that action, and battle those monsters. And there are things that affect all of that, of course. What do I love about this game so much? Well, I love playing the game. It's fun. I love the publishing of the game. It comes with a neoprene mat that you play on. The cards are beautiful. It has a deck building element to it. You're going to be able to win by defeating monsters, some better cards that are going to go in your deck and make your deck stronger. I love that about it. I love deck building. And at the end of the scenario, you get to keep one of those cards for the next chapter. Just one. Even though you might have acquired 3 or 4 cards to make your deck really awesome, then you can only keep one of them. And so that's pretty cool. And then also the publishing this game I mentioned is outstanding because of this box system that's in here. And the game is in chapters. There's 5 chapters in this box. We played every one of them. The first one you can beat pretty handily. After that, it's pretty challenging. But everything comes in these beautiful tuck boxes right here. And then if you take these foam out of here, take these player boards off of here, then you can see there's tuck boxes underneath here, and then this is a row of tuck boxes with the chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is up right there. And then your character boxes, and then you have other boxes with cards that are common to every game. But then you have your neoprene mat right there. These are double layered player boards for your heroes. They go right there. I mean, I just love the publishing of this game. Now, again, Laura and I played all 5 chapters. And the first one we won pretty handily, I'd say. The second one we won, but just barely. The third one we got slaughtered. The fourth one we lost just barely, I think. And the fifth one, that was so close. We were so close to winning. It was
lost on the last card.
We lost on the last turn. We needed one more turn to win the game. Oh, we were so frustrated. We sat there for 10 minutes trying to figure out, are we missing something? I mean, if the deck of monsters runs out, you lose. So it was out. If you go to draw a card from the deck of monsters and there's none there, you've lost. And so we're just going through our minds trying to. It was my turn was last, and we're just trying to figure out how to play my cards so that we can win. Because if my turn ends and it's her turn and she has to put out a monster on the monster row, we've lost. And we just couldn't do it. We sat and thought about it. We were so mad. But the game was such a hoot. It was fun to play. There's the inside of the box lid. I mean, I love this game, and I love Chronicles of Avel. It's a tower defense also. It plays differently. It doesn't use a card system like this, but I love both those games. And Chronicles of Avel, of course, is in my Ultimate Top 100 games. I just love it because it's dice rolling and battling and RPG kind of, where you're developing a character, and it's just fun to play. And light. And if you just want to get together with your friends and just play some light dice rolling battle tower defense game, it's fantastic. Chronicles of Avel. I should have got that out and showed it. But Dungeon Legends is a little more complex than that. And it's definitely tougher to beat. I mean, these chapter boxes in here
and the rules change every chapter.
Yeah, every chapter the rules are going to change. I think in the third one you have a wagon, a little cardboard wagon that you're going to move around, and it's got crystals in it that you're going to move around in that wagon. You got to put them in the wagon and move them down to a certain space and unload them in order to do certain things in the game. And then in I think chapter 5, you have a third deck of cards that you deal with. And Legendary Darkness or something like that. Or Lingering Darkness, I can't remember. Lingering Darkness deck that you're going to deal with. Those cards are going to come out on top of Monster Row, so that you have to defeat the monster below before you can even attack the monster above. I mean, it's super challenging, super fun. I just absolutely adore it. This is Chronicles of Avel, and you've probably seen it before. And this is one of those games I highly recommend, buying the base game and this big expansion box. And there's a smaller expansion, I can't remember what it's called, but you have to get all of that. Adventure Pack, yeah, something like that. But Chronicles of Avel, very good also. But man, I tell you, I couldn't believe how much fun I've had playing these few games I talked to you about today, and I wanted to, have a video. I haven't put one out in a while, and telling you about these games. They're all, going to be in my top 10. They would put them in my top 10 for 2025. And I've played a lot of 25 titles. And I'm always looking for games that have certain characteristics, and they have to be fun. And I've seen what's the hot one right now? Battle Cruise or some starship thing? Galactic Cruise is hot right now. I gotta tell you, it just doesn't look intriguing to me. So far, these are the ones that interest me the most, and I took a long look at these before I bought them.
Galactic Cruise is 3.88.
Galactic Cruise is 3.88. It's just when games get that complex, they're just. I play so many board games, and I like having a lot of board games. I'm going to tell you right now. And I don't want them to be 3.88 in complexity. I have a few games, maybe 5% of our games are over a 3. I mean, Kanban EV that I always mention,
We might have 15.
and I don't think I have many games over a 3.0 because I like to get them out, do a rule summary, and play them. And I like a lot of games because it feels fresh then when you go to play them. And I have over 200 games now, but I'm kind of scaling back my purchasing, and I'm very careful about what I bring into the house. And these are the games that I brought in recently that I really have had such a fun time playing. And I can't help but share this with you because if you're looking for games that are like this, that are kind of easy on your brain in a rules set, but hard on your brain in the way they play, these games will be for you. Okay, I got one more game that I wanted to talk about, and that is Deep Regrets. We just picked this up. We went through it one time, just to learn the mechanics. I couldn't tell you anything about this game, and I'm not going to recommend it just because I haven't played it a lot yet. I want to play it at least 5 times to get a feel for the challenge of the game and the strategies that are available. But it certainly passes the look test. The publishing is very cool. The cards are very cool. The deeper you fish, the more ornery the monsters are, and so it's called Deep Regrets because you can, if you have regrets, the most regrets at the end of the game, you're going to sacrifice some of your points. But it's interesting so far. I'll let you know. But that's Deep Regrets, and these are the other games. I can highly recommend River Valley Glassworks, Dungeon Legends, Spectacular, and River of Gold. I want to tell you about them today on The Bones Collector. I love every one of you, and I love doing these videos for you. Please have a wonderful day, and like this video if you would. Subscribe if you haven't. I know we always say that, but that's how YouTube works, and it probably gets boring to hear, but that's how things go. But I'll see you the next time on The Bones Collector, and we hopefully have another video out here soon about the convention that we went to recently, Escape Winter, and finally, I mean, I've been super busy. I'm retired now, so I'm even more busy than when I had a job. But yeah, I'll see you next time on The Bones Collector. I love every one of you. Bye-bye.